Yes, because like there's two things that I want to say before we kind of deep dive this a bit is that one, the reason why this is really important is, well, kind of before this was established, or at least this idea was established, Australian governments previously were kind of just throwing money at the indigenous community and their problems, and nothing really happened. But that kind of makes sense because they weren't necessarily consulting the communities. They were kind of a bit like, oh, there's certain problems with X and there's certain problems with Y. Let's just establish our own committees and just throw money at the problem and hopefully we can fix that. But
Right,
that
right.
didn't quite work. And then
But
two,
so they didn't have like consultation with the people that were actually
well,
having things or policies or decisions made for them. And
Well,
so,
I wouldn't say that there wasn't consultation. I would say that there wasn't the right consultation.
yeah, okay.
Like I'd imagine just look, I can't say that I know this history fully, but I'd imagine the fact that we've gotten to this point with
Mm,
the voice before that uh, like I don't think having just one or a couple of representatives is really
mm,
going to be uh, really going to help the community, or maybe just having a couple of representatives when all of these different mobs have different concerns and different
yeah,
issues.
yeah.
Like it's uh don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure this is definitely for the Maoris, but they at least had like established connections with all of the different Maori groups that were in New Zealand. Whereas it's not necessarily the same case with the Australian mobs
Mm,
because they were like very much separate from each other. Like obviously they did occasionally interact with each other, but Australia is its own continent. It's a vast uh
yeah, yeah,
it's a vast surface area, so
yeah.
it's understandable that as far as the mobs in New South Wales were concerned, the ones in Western Australia were far away from them, so they didn't have active
Mm.
interactions.
Yeah, so
So
they're very, very diverse and
mm,
fragmented compared to our neighbours over the other
yes.
side of the Tasman.
Yes,
Yes.
and I guess the second point is that, well, one of the main reasons the voice has come to where it is right now is because of the Uluru Statement of the Heart. So all of these elders came together. I want to say that it was in 2016. They basically, like, the gesture was they came to Uluru, which, for those of you who don't know, Uluru is, the famous sand mountain that you see in a lot of Australian postcards in the Northern Territory. They all congregated on the sacred area around there, and they drafted up this massive document of the basically all the different mobs coming together and agreeing that they need to collectively do something about Indigenous issues and to collectively come together along with the Australian government and establish their self-determination.